I don't have a photographic memory, but I have a really good memory regarding a lot of things. And so when somebody can't remember, somebody I'm close to, or somebody to whom I'm close, like, family, friend, whatever, can't remember something I know happened, I become very frustrated. Okay? That happened a long time ago with my now deceased aunt. Just because you can't remember, I'm younger than you. Just because you can't remember something doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Okay? Now, I told Selena, and she didn't care, that it's actually possible. It's possible that my dad simply, despite with all the drugs and drinking he did, when he was, in his 20s, 30s, it's possible he really doesn't remember, but that's not, just because you don't remember doesn't mean I'm going to pretend my life didn't happen the way it did. I even have, I told you, being a writer and being someone who tracks things, I've written a lot of shit down, so you can argue with my mind, but you can't argue with my words that I wrote down at the time things were happening, Hope tried that shit with me too, and I wasn't buying it. Especially if something that angered me. She was trying to remember, she's even she's older than me, even more advanced in age, over my age than my own mom, or my dead aunt, because my aunt, you know what I mean, Hope had Donald later in life. But regardless, that was another bone of contention between me and Hope. She couldn't remember shit, so to her I was making it up on purpose to torment her. My dad, I actually have a note. I saw it when I was going through my stuff at some point later in my life. Remember, I periodically went through my stuff, and as an aside, I hate not having closure. I hate having stuff that's very important to me 3,000 miles away from where I'm living. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. There's nothing I can do about it, but I hate it. I have a note from him. Obviously, I was trying to plead with him in my way, my rational way, and even as a child, and with his girlfriend, to make him understand that he shouldn't just come into my room without knocking. And I have a note from him. I have every right to come into your room without knocking, so long as you keep taking things that don't belong to you. Taking things of mine that don't belong to you. Know what those things were? Think about it. If I'm a kid, what could I really possibly want of my grown fathers? Know what those things were? His pens. Come on. So I take pens, and that's an excuse for you to barge into my room without knocking? See, Selena likes me because I tell it like it is. I didn't tell my newfound brother that my dad introduced me to and thought would be one big, happy, long-distance family when I was 40, and my brother was like 41 or something like that, or 41, 42. I think he's 1 year older than me. I didn't tell him anything that was a lie. I didn't tell him my dad touched me, but I told him, I wasn't happy with my dad at the time that he decided to find me and introduce me to my long-lost brother, my half-brother. I didn't care. If a guy put me down about that when I first met him. It's like, you have half siblings and you don't care? What if you need a kidney someday? I don't care. That in writing, in his writing, when I was 14. I have every right to come into your room without knocking, so long as you keep taking things of mine that don't belong to you. And I have every right to write a book. I have every right to discuss my life in any manner I see fit, and that goes for the rest of my family on my mom's side and my mom and everything else. That's my God-giving right as a human being born on this planet when I don't want to be here anyway. It's my right to talk about my life, period. People don't write books. No man's an island. I mean, you don't write any kind of book that means anything or whatever, anything that's true without involving other people, you know. You can't write about an autobiography, and someone can't write a biography about you without involving the other people in your life, period, you know. This was back years ago when I was living with Donald. I told the family, you're going to write a book, you know, an autobiography. They don't want you to. Yeah. Tough shit. Tough duty crap. Oh. The movie Enough Said teaches you, about all things about, second marriages and first, all this crap, and how you have to compromise. But that's the thing. Everyone in a relationship, be it, an intimate, loving, involving sex, whatnot, or just a regular friendship, you have to decide whether, a person's idiosyncrasies or whatnot are things you can tolerate. And if not, even friendships grow apart. My tentative friendships with the two women in the shelter now, one who's out and one who's still in the shelter, the other one went MIA, and then, first of all, they developed in the shelter, and that's a different reality. Second of all, a lot of crap came down upon me all at once, and including my mom finally deciding to get a lawsuit, you know what I mean, all this crap, and it went on and on and on, and I haven't heard from either of those two women, so that was their right to decide they can't deal with my crap. Or maybe they're just going through really bad shit and just, But I made the effort. I reached out to them, not once, and if you don't call me back, I'm never, a few times, both of them left messages, and now that's it. I'm done. I'm not done if they suddenly call me and tell me why they never got back to me, but I'm done in being the initiator, see? Because then you're just being pathetic or needy or what, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. It makes me sad, but everything made me sad, so what's the difference? And as for the other shelter friend, the one that was, I had fun with her, but we were very different, and, she would criticize me. Again, she was just in no position considering her own life and her own personality, see? Her personality, if you looked at her wrong, she wanted to fucking kill you. My personality is how I deal with public personnel, okay? Everyone deals with public personnel different. There are people who get very vicious with them. I never do that. I'm always very, very nice. She didn't like how I was dealing with, and she tried to blah, 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 blah. And I am who I am, and I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong. And again, everyone deals with the public of strangers, cashiers, or when I was getting my teeth, done when I had to get my teeth done at the free place, when Fred, I met her, I think I was just picking up records or something or other, and something happened that was a problem, and she didn't like how I handled talking to these people like it's any of her fucking business. I'm sorry, but it isn't. It isn't. An iffy situation comes in with tipping. I dealt with that in college. Sometimes you have a friend who's not a good tipper at all, and you are a good tipper, and I fall under the latter category, and so did my aunt. I did even before I was a waitress, but then after being a waitress and understanding, definitely. And I don't particularly care for men who don't, tip at least 15%. I don't like it. I don't like it. Especially since you can build up the bill and do this and do that, and then you don't really, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. So I think it would be extremely difficult for me to be in an intimate relationship, with a guy who didn't tip at all, who was a bad tipper, There are certain compromises you can make and certain compromises you can't, In any relationship you have to decide, My shelter friend butt into things that were none of her business. Joe. Let's first, Joe. You shouldn't listen so much to Joe. Yeah, Shaniqua. Joe's been in my life for about 20 years now. How long have you been in my life? See? And then when I was going to be taken off to Joe's, because I had the money and I had the means to do it, and he was inviting me, and I wanted to go. I thought we were going to go to L.A. with I thought we were going to go to L.A. and get your stuff, Laura, with the flight credit and whatnot. Yeah. And you seem to forget how you reacted to me when I was saying, like, you think you can rearrange your stuff and we'll try to do it kind of, and you jumped down my throat. Again, I don't have to have you have an all-expense paid trip to L.A. You got mad at me for, she got mad at me because I've never been to L.A. before, and I never thought about it, and, she didn't like me thinking that she would be excited about going. She wanted me to feel, I don't know, like she was doing me a favor or something. I don't know, she just didn't piss me off. And in the end, different things pissed me off enough that I didn't feel like she deep down liked me as a friendship, and I felt more that she just liked that I paid for everything. Not that everything was extravagant, but even buying her, getting her a $10 meal at McDonald's, if she has no money, is a big deal. It's not that I felt she should bow down to me, but there's certain things she should be quiet, about which she should be quiet. And my friendship with Joe, who I value he runs circles around you when it comes to life and existence and everything, Shaniqua, So. I didn't think, all things considered, I thought I was a good friend to her. If she disagreed, then don't be my friend. I have it in fucking email. I was a way better friend to you than you were to me, alright? We were friends in different ways. I'm needier than you, and I was going, through hell with my mom and whatnot, and so I needed to vent and bitch and that was, but it's different ways. It's not that she was better and I was worse. And then she needed from me, she appreciated that I helped her out financially without making her feel like less, and that I'd go through all the trouble to and expense of visiting her. And even one time when she just simply needed money, I made a special trip. You know what I mean? It's different dynamics. It's not that if we're in a different situation, it's not that I am a worse friend and she's a better friend. It's that we need different things from each other, She wanted me to admit that I'd been a horrible friend to her and that she was a much better friend to me, and fuck her. Plus, if you feel that way, then don't be my friend. I don't need your charity. And it goes in romantic relationships, too. You really have to decide who, Because I'm watching Enough Said, and I don't know if in the end they're really going to work out, You could think you like somebody, and then the idiosyncrasies just are too much, and or their quirks, and you decide that it's just not worth it, or it's not things you can tolerate, Everyone has to make compromises. The doggies. You do put up with the doggy, huh? Ish. Doggy contributes love. Oh, Omar and his ball. I have all my stuff piled up in the living room, okay? Because I was going to postpone getting it into here and rearranging everything and putting it on the closet till today. I have a right to do that. By the time it got done and everything, I was almost 8 o'clock. I told you we recently found that tennis ball for him, and he decides at that moment that I want to relax and watch a movie and just sit down and eat. I hadn't eaten all day, and I was dehydrated myself. I didn't drink water because I was in my friggin' storage. I'd have to leave, as I told you, to go to the bathroom. Omar loses his friggin' ball under the couch. And then he goes nuts. And neither my mom I could get the ball out. I can't see it. I just want to say I haven't eaten. I just want to sit down and eat. You ate. You're close to going to bed now. He doesn't care if he's interrupting the program. He wants the freaking ball, and he wouldn't let up. And he couldn't get it. Of course, I was afraid he was going to try to go under the couch himself, and that could be dangerous for him, We didn't start playing with the ball. He played with it on his own. That's why sometimes they say it's better if you have dog toys, you supervise. You don't just let them have them whenever they want, because with a ball, if he loses the ball in a place that he tries to get it himself, he can get stuck or hurt. I didn't think he could even get under that couch. Remember, he's trying to get under the couch, and he won't really fit. He doesn't know that, but I can kind of see that he probably shouldn't try to get under the couch, So I think since he loses the ball all the time when he plays with it, and it goes different places and behind things and under things, whatnot, maybe he shouldn't have the ball unless we're throwing it for him. Only just recently found it, so this is only a recent, dilemma that's come up with him. Huh, Beast? Yes, Beast. Such a simple thing. All those expensive dog toys and whatnot. He's happy with the friggin' tennis ball. Thrilled.